For 2 decades, the accepted map of the global pharmaceutical power was simple. The West discovered the molecules, China made the ingredients. The map is now out of date, and the speed with which it is being redrawn is itself a story. Chinese biopharma has moved from supplying active ingredients to running roughly a third of the world's clinical trials, and Chinese out-licensing deals to overseas partners crossed 100 billion mark last year. None of this is a headline, though. The headline is that artificial intelligence is now compressing the single most expensive phase of the drug development inside the ecosystem that already runs faster and cheaper than its Western equivalent. Now, this is an allocator question and not a policy question. For a family office that is sitting across healthcare exposure in 2026, the relevant inquiry is not whether China is catching up, it's where along the value chain the capital actually accrues and whether the assumptions baked into existing positioning still hold. So with this, let's start with mapping out the pharmaceutical value chain. Now think of drug development as a chain with two fundamentally different economic zones. At one end sits the discovery, the identification of a new biological target, a new mechanism of action, a therapy for a condition previously untreatable. The industry practitioners describe this move as 0 to 1. It is slow, capital-intensive, largely academic in its origins, and historically the province of Western pharmaceutical majors and a handful of biotech clusters around Boston, Bay Area, and Basel. At the other end sits everything that comes after it, designing a better molecule against a validated target, running the preclinical work, executing the clinical program, scaling manufacturing, filing with the regulators, and this is a 1 to 10 zone, and it's where bulk of the actual pharmaceutical spending lives, and it's also where the Chinese biopharma has concentrated almost all of its capability build. The bear case on the Chinese biopharma leans hard on this distinction. The argument runs that without genuine 0 to 1 capability, Chinese firms remain pipeline suppliers. Sophisticated, fast, cheap, but ultimately dependent on the targets validated elsewhere. Now, industry voices inside China largely agree with the diagnosis. The more honest domestic assessments put the timeline to genuine frontier capability at 2 to 3 decades. And note that the closing final gap requires not more biotech engineers, but a generation of scientists willing to operate without a map.